Hi Libra, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast. This is for July 1st through July 7th, 2019. We're going to start your reading off by pulling a card for overall energy or focus for the week. So let's see what comes out, Libra. Okay, so we have healing. Nice. This is good energy, Libra. I'm trying to remember. Let me see. Gemini also received this card as overall energy. So perhaps this week for air signs, there's a lot of healing and mending and purging and release, letting go, forgiveness, all of that taking place, you know, in relationships or just different situations in your life. So Libra, this is a week of healing and mending. Let's pull some dice to get some more information. Ooh, yeah, look at that. We've got the World. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Hierophant. Next out is the Hanged Man. And lastly is the Five of Swords. So Libra, with this dice coming out, these dice, what I see here is there was something that happened for you that you were not happy about, okay? We've had a hard time moving on from this or shifting into a new perception about why things happened the way they did, you know, why certain things were said, just depending on your personal life situation. This is something you've been harboring within, and it hasn't been sitting well, okay? And you've had a hard time shifting perception about it. Or somebody else involved in this situation or relationship, just depending on how it resonates for you, this could be how they were feeling, like they were having a hard time forgiving or seeing things from a different perception. So Libra, what's happening this week is it's the end to all of that, okay, with the World card. It is the end to all of that. There's finally communication that's going to take place, or deeper understanding, a shifting of perception within you, which allows for a major release and healing so that you can move forward, because the World could be about completing a very large cycle as well. Now, also, Libra, with this here, some of you, there could be a talk of like a trip or traveling for work or business or something along those lines this week as well. If that is presented to you, I say absolutely get on board with it. You know, some of you, this could be like some friends are going to go down to Mexico or to California or just somewhere fun, and they offer you to go, and maybe you just are like, nah, because you're not feeling it for whatever reason. And Libra, if that comes your way, like definitely do it, go with it, because the World and the Eight of Wands, I see travel with that. So you will get a lot of healing, you will be restored. Maybe some of you, this will help shift your perception and heal some old wounds for you. If you've just been thinking about going on a vacation or a long weekend, you know, this to me would be a sign of, yeah, you should do that. It will really recharge your spiritual batteries, which ultimately will make you feel better on every other level, okay? So Libra, it's all about healing, all right? It's all about seeing things from a different perception this week with some divine intervention going on. So let's pull some more cards to gain some more insight. All right, look at that. Let it go. And I take that as two meanings there. Obviously, you know what we're talking about. It's either there's a shifting inside of you where you're ready just to forgive and forgive, release and move on, or there's reconnection taking place and forgiveness between you and somebody else, all right? So let it go. It is time to forgive. It's time to purge. It's time to move on. And that's really iterated. And then for others of you, I see this card on top of the World as like the travel, the flight of the birds, releasing you from some negative energy that you're kind of stuck in right now that maybe you don't realize, but a vacation will do you so much good. My goodness. Next out, you must decide, okay? And then we have happiness. You are right. Oh, that kind of makes me funny. It makes me laugh because it's funny, just the little message I got with that. And explore new things. All right, Libra, listen. There may be, and I'm just going to do this because this was the very next card, which is let's rethink. It's time to change. Okay, so Libra, listen. There may be somebody in your life that you've had a falling out with. And to me, based on this, it was more of like a misunderstanding or things said in the heat of the moment. Like, it's not a crazy like type of situation, but it definitely put a wedge between you and somebody else. And with the Hanged Man sitting there with your right on top of it, this to me is where the standoff is. One of you or both of you believes the other is wrong and that you're right. And so this following, okay, along with explore new things, this to me is saying, Libra, sometimes you have to agree to disagree with somebody. And if this is a connection worth preserving, you guys might want to come to that agreement that you're just not going to understand the other side on any level, because this to me is like where both sides are expecting an apology, or where one side is just so determined that they know what really happened and they believe that they're right. It doesn't matter what's going to be said to them, okay? So this is like, it's time to shift your thinking about that, however that relates to you. And you've got to decide to do this. And in doing so, Libra, it brings forth happiness and healing into your life. And that doesn't mean that you're saying that what somebody else did is right. It's saying that you're no longer willing to carry it around, to be stuck in a cage emotionally with the weight of that. It's like, you know what? I may never get that apology from you, or we may never be able to see the other person's side, or this is like, yeah, you were right. What happened was wrong and terrible, but it's in the past now. And, you know, as long as you keep dwelling on it, it exists in the present with you, even though it's something of the past that should no longer affect you. So Libra, this week, you know, it's time to let go of some things that were not fair. Not saying that they were right, but to free yourself, okay? Really strong, like free yourself of it. Yeah, it wasn't right. Yeah, it wasn't fair, but it's in the past now, and it's time to heal, because this is some divine intervention. It's time for happiness. It's time for you to explore new things, open your mind up to new ideas, new people, new connections. And those of you where we've become quite reclusive, just based on life circumstances and, you know, the way things have played out, it's time to really shift your energy and change your mind and step outside your front door. Like, it's time. And you don't have to be afraid of like history repeating itself, you know, because oftentimes when we really disconnect and pull back, it's because we've been through a similar experience with multiple people in multiple situations, and you just come to the belief system that this is the way it is and this is the way it's always going to be. Libra, that's not the case here. You are coming to an end of a cycle, all right? And it's time for you to come back out. It's time for you to be happy. It's time for you to decide that that's more important to you than being right, even though you very well could be. It's got to be more important than being right and holding on to any sort of grudge or animosity or unforgiveness towards somebody, because ultimately it's only taking away your energy, your happiness in your life. And Spirit's coming in really strongly saying, listen, let's just let it go. And that, again, I really want to emphasize, I don't mean that you're excusing bad behavior, that you're saying what happened was okay. It's none of that. It's saying this is what happened and I can't change the past. there's nothing I can do about that. The past is what it is, and now moving forward, I know I don't ever want those type of experiences again. So it's letting it go, accepting it for what it is, freeing yourself, from negative thinking, heavy emotions. And it's not, we are shaped by our experiences, and I get it. It's not easy to forgive and forget the past and get very present and be optimistic for the future. Like, I've really struggled with that, but because I've been there in some really dark places and I've been able to overcome it, that's why I try to encourage you, because I know that you can, and I know that the mind is an incredibly powerful thing. And with the Hanged Man and let's rethink and change, to me, this is a big shift of your belief system of what's possible for you, and seeing the past in a different light, in a different vision. You are not wrong in how you received it emotionally and the way that it impacted you, but now it's time to step through a new door and leave the past behind. All right. And again, if there's something about travel coming your way, Libra, I would do it. It will so recharge your batteries. You will feel so much better. It will help you clear your head, just come back into balance and peace within. A lot of divine intervention, and any sort of relationship that's trying to reconnect with you, Libra, or that you are trying to reconnect with. To me, what I feel is it's like you both have to agree that the past is the past, and offer, a genuine apology needs to be offered either to you or from you to that person, just depending on how things, happened and the way this relates to you. And I feel like this relationship can mend and move forward. And relationship could be friend, family, co-worker, romance, etc. So let's pull one final card. Yeah, look at that. You got the bouquet. This is a gift for you, Libra, right there. So if somebody's offering you a trip, a vacation, anything like that, it's going to bring some stability into your life. And lastly, look at that. We've got the ship. That is travel. I'm taking that as literal travel, vacation, getting out, or it could just be actually getting out, socializing, inserting yourself into a lot of different things. Or this could speak about the movement away from this heavy energy, things that have been holding you back emotionally, different experiences, etc. That's coming to an end. You're coming into a place of stability, and your mind is shifting and changing, and it's nice movement forward into new things. All right. So Libra, beautiful week, healing, releasing, purging, and for some of you, reconnection, and others, whatever this is about this vacation, this trip, it's exactly what you need. It's like what the doctor calls for to recharge those spiritual batteries. All right. So those are your messages, Libra. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.